Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the program. It is time for Hollywood in Toto. Christian Toto joins us in the studio every Friday evening, as he has this evening, and you can follow Christian on Twitter at Hollywood in Toto, or you can go to his pretty pathetic little website called HollywoodinToto.com.
Middling,
and
call it.
a Midland website, and you can sign up for his email blast.
Not yet. The email blast is on hiatus. It's coming soon.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it'll be back.
Did
Tinkering
the
behind
union
the scenes.
get mad and walk away or something? Or did the kids spill something on the computer?
Go to your room. Nothing
Okay.
that fancy.
Well, you can at least go look at the website, HollywoodinToto.com.
Give it a gander.
All right, give it a gander. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with saying I didn't shave today, so it's weird because I work from home, but now your show is like on the YouTube and Facebook, so I apologize.
That doesn't make any difference.
What do you mean?
That it's on YouTube and Facebook.
I still should shave, you're saying?
No.
No? What?
Now, I have a
I'm not
friend.
sure where this is going.
No, I have a friend who insists that you shave every single day, regardless. Whether you're going to lounge around at home all day or not, you shave every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, now I usually end up shaving just about every day except maybe Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Sundays, if we're going to church, I'll shave. But yeah, or I'm in the undisclosed location. No, I don't shave.
Okay.
But I also, like the way yours is right now, that would drive me nuts.
It's a little itchy.
Is
it's
it?
a little annoying. Yeah.
How old is that?
It's only a couple days. I'm half Italian. It comes.
See, for me, that's 6 months. That's 6 months. That's 6 months right there.
You can't taste any soup in it yet.
No, to me, it may be 6 months. I mean, maybe 9 months. Birthing a child, growing a beard, same thing for me.
Exactly.
All right, Michael Rappaport. Who's that?
He is a character actor. You know him from a million movies.
Yeah.
And to me, my favorite one of his movies is Beautiful Girls. He played the guy who was in love with beautiful women. He kind of epitomized what a guy's guy is like, and sort of objectifying women. But if you see his face, he was on one of the Justified seasons. You know him. He's been forever. And, I'm going to guess he's late 40s, early 50s, but he's the kind of guy you've been seeing for just forever.
Oh,
and he's got kind of an everyman look. He's got maybe kind of an Irish look, I guess you could say. Anyway, he's a good actor.
You're right. I've seen him in a lot of stuff now to see the picture.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's taken to sharing his social commentary. And this one kind of caught my ear and eye. And in part because it's the usual nonsense. In part because he's making a case and then destroying his own case. But also, I'm just fascinated that actors, they just want to pontificate. And they want to be more than just, hey, I'm a working actor. I'm lucky to have this gig. I've been steadily employed for 20 plus years, which is all great. But they want to be like a Tucker Carlson. They want to be like a Rachel Maddow. He's not very good at it. He's a little angry.
Do you know what you and Michael Rappaport have in common? When you go to his Wikipedia page, he's about as unshaven as you are right now. All right, you ready? You want to play this?
This is about Donald Trump calling Stormy Daniels horseface, just for context.
Horseface. Got it.
Today, in the middle of the women's empowerment movement, stained Donald Trump referred to Stormy Daniels as a horseface, not some junkie strung out on K2, the actual president. Stain, have you not looked at your kids lately?
I got to pause a minute. What are the bleeps? I mean, I know you can't say the word, but is it the F word? Is it the F word?
No, it's a word, a phrase I rarely hear. It refers to the part of the male anatomy, and like you stain a fence. Is that? Can I? That seems like I can.
You what? You stain a fence?
Like what do you? So the stain. Again, you're looking weird because it's not a normal slur. It's not something that you say. Oh, he's a blah blah blah. You don't hear it very often.
Okay, all right.
But I haven't heard all of his past rants. I'm going to guess this might be like a personal favorite, just the way he says it so fluidly.
Well, you have to tell me during the break what it is, because I can't figure it out.
Have you not looked at your offspring? Your whole crew is horse-faced. Eric Trump has bulletproof horse-sized teeth, you sloppy pig. Stain Donald Trump, it takes a pig to know a horse. You look like a juiced-up tomato.
Wait. We still have a few seconds to go here. Isn't he doing what he just objected to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure.
And also, it wasn't, listen, if you're going to make fun of Trump, he said horseface, but the kids didn't say that.
No.
Nor his daughter. I mean, I don't know if he brings up Ivanka, but
At the state fair, what are you juiced up on? You pot-bellied pig, you.
Juiced up at the state fair as a pot-bellied pig?
to me, it's just like, actors are wonderful and they need screenwriters.
Talking about horse faces with your two frat boy sons, Donald Jr., a.k.a. Stain Jr., and Big Tooth Eric with the Mr. Edmouth.
The what mouth?
Mr. Edmouth.
Mr. Edmouth.
Whoa, Wilbur.
Whoa,
Horseface.
This was on a podcast?
I think he shares it on social media. I'm not sure. It's a grainy footage. It's like, close up of his face. And by the way, I love his voice. He's got this very
Yes, he does,
character
right?
actor
Yes.
voice. He's good. I love his stuff. He's a really good actor. And I'm just thinking, it's so angry. It's so disconnected. It's so silly. And it's so childish and so immature. And listen, should Donald Trump say horseface to this woman? Well, the woman said some pretty horrible things about him. There's obviously no love lost between the two of them. Is it presidential? No, it's not. But
I know that Wikipedia is not the, Encyclopedia Britannica, but I'm just scrolling through here out of curiosity.
Okay.
And there's an entire paragraph titled harassment charges.
Uh-oh. Wait, he just was talking about Me Too and how we need to be more empowering.
Rappaport was arrested on May 18, 1997 for harassing ex-girlfriend Lily Taylor and charged with 2 counts of aggravated harassment. He then pleaded guilty to the charges in court, and New York Supreme Court Justice Arlene Goldberg issued a protection order to keep the actor away from contacting Taylor, as well as mandating he undergo counseling sessions. He was not, however, jailed, but he was found guilty.
Is this the result of his counseling?
It must be.
I don't think he's dealt with his
must
anger
be.
yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's done with it. But
He's got some.
But isn't
work
it?
to do.
Here he is. Here he is. And look, this is just too easy.
Yeah.
We should do something that requires a little bit of work.
I agree, but it was kind of fun at the same time. That's why I wanted to bring
It
it.
was total fun.
And also, I think what's amazing about the Trump era is that everyone is projecting. So this guy's got some shady stuff in his past about women. I'm going to project and say we should be empowering women. Well, you weren't doing that a few years ago.
When you actually, not only was he found guilty, he pleaded guilty.
Yeah.
He said, "Yes, Your Honor, I am guilty of these charges."
Uh-huh.
And the judge entered a restraining protection order.
Just, it's amazing, isn't it? Is there any more?
I'm looking. Let's see.
I'm looking forward to the break just so I can tell you what that word is.
Yeah, well, I can't. Jiminy Christmas.
I've given you enough clues. It's a weird turn of phrase.
I do not get it. But you know, he actually has quite a bit of a filmography.
Oh, he's got a great filmography. He's a good actor.
Holy cow!
Yeah, he's been working steadily for years.
Well, we should put his. Well, I was going to pull the camera down, put his picture up on the YouTubes, but you can come on, all of you can Bing it yourself.
That's
or
right.
DuckDuckGo it or whatever.
Bing it.
Holy cow! I just.
Today, in the middle of the women's empowerment movement, stained Donald Trump referred to Stormy Daniels as a horseface, not some junkie strung out on K2.
What does he mean by that? Not some junkie.
It's the president, not some random dude.
Oh, okay.
The actual president.
Oh, the actual president.
Yeah, the actual president.
Oh, I see. The actual president, as opposed to that acting president.
Uh-huh.
Got
I'm
it.
sure he was really upset when Bill Clinton was doing what he was doing in the White
Okay,
House.
shut
as
up, because I want to turn the microphones off, because I want to find out
You
what
can't-
that.
it's gonna let you down.
It probably
I'm gonna
will let
say
me
it.
down.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
Man, I've been working too hard, 10-hour days.
All right, so I'm going to call an audible.
That's right.
I do want to do the Hillary View clip first. Is that okay with you?
Yes, it's your show.
All right.
I sent you multiple view clips this week because it's been, we had that hiatus for a while. Oh,
Right.
it's flowing.
Yeah. You know what we didn't discuss last Friday? Doogie Howser, what's his name?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick
yes.
Harris turning to whoopee and saying, I asked you some questions about sex or something when I was a child actor.
When I was like 15-ish.
Yeah, 15-ish.
And what did she say?
Something about, I said, blah, 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 blah. I said, come back when you're 25 or something.
No, I think she said more specific than that. She said, I'm going to sleep with. Didn't she say, like, I will sleep with you, or I may sleep with you when you're 10 years
right,
older?
I may sleep with you if you're 10 years older.
That's not harassment. That's not creepy.
What's this one?
They're talking about Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary Clinton is a really tough subject for the View gals,
Right.
because, she's Miss Glass Ceiling, she's Miss Democratic candidate, she is also Bill Clinton's wife, and she has been helping Bill Clinton with those bimbo eruptions for quite some time. And also, there was there's a story, was it a year or two ago, maybe a little less, or maybe a little more, where there was someone on her campaign, Hillary's campaign, who was accused of something, and I think Hillary dragged her feet rather effectively, rather than sort of spring into action and defend her female colleagues. So her Me Too past is checkered, to say the least. And more recently, she said that Bill Clinton should not have resigned over Monica Lewinsky. Now, that brings up the whole, what feminists have been talking about for years, and I think it's true in this regard, is the power imbalance, where you've got the president and you've got an intern, even though she's of age, she's like 22-ish. That's just wrong. And the power differential is so significant. It's not like a boss and his secretary. It's the leader of the free world, the most powerful man on the globe.
Intern.
And an intern.
It's even worse than the boss and the secretary.
It's
or the
1,000
boss and the
times
employee.
worse.
Right. The boss and the employee are like a mile apart.
Yes.
The president and intern are like 5,000 miles apart.
Yes, exactly.
But Hillary said that, but no, it's okay because they were both adults.
Yeah.
Hillary, I don't know whether she's kept her license to practice law or not, but she and Bill are both lawyers.
Did he lose his practice? Or?
Well, they both gave up their licenses.
Okay.
That you never give up your law degree, so they're still lawyers.
Yep,
They don't practice. I haven't practiced in 10 years. Maybe maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't practiced in a long time. But I still keep up with the law. And even I know that in federal law and federal harassment and discrimination laws, consent doesn't make any difference if there is a power issue.
Don't throw law into this.
I know. I mean, but I'm just saying.
And that all backed the View hosts into a corner.
They love Hillary here. But I have to say that what she just did is exactly what the Republicans do.
Right.
They change the subject. So that's why we never get it.
I want to agree with Joy. I want to kind of take out my pom-poms. But she immediately attacked the Republicans in bringing this up. Just a quick note, right?
Right.
You couldn't just say you're wrong or I disagree.
Anywhere in the discourse.
So, you have a bad argument when your immediate response is, well, they were worse.
Yeah.
And you don't acknowledge it. This highlighted
But
to
what
me.
aboutism, they call it.
Yeah.
We're living in a bizarro world.
We are.
Because so far we're only 17 seconds into this clip, and I agree with what Joy's saying.
Hold on. See if it lasts.
Oh,
It might.
Okay. Well, no, it's the View. I never get
I
my
know.
hopes up.
This highlighted to me, I think, why some people struggle to vote for her was because you can't have it both ways in her position, which is exactly what you want. You can't put yourself on a pedestal and be a leader for the feminist movement and at the same time refuse to acknowledge the reality that you've lived with for all these years and to stand by your husband. I don't judge other people's marriages, but call it for what it is and call it out for being wrong and for being bad for all those years.
Who is this? Is this
Probably Abby Huntsman.
Abby? Okay.
Because it's not Meghan McCain, and
Yeah.
she's making sense, so it
Right.
can't be anyone else in
Yeah,
the show.
right.
I just don't think she can have it both ways, and she continues to try and do
Which is
that.
the part that bothers you, that she stayed with him?
That doesn't bother me.
Oh.
That doesn't bother me. It bothers me that she tries to be this speaker and embody this person that is empowering women.
Yeah.
When you all these years you had women that came out and were telling their story about the way they were
To me,
treated
she's
with
just
Clinton.
a victim of his stupidity also. That
Uh-oh. I'm leaning away from Joy.
A victim of his stupidity.
In other words, so he's doing all the things he's doing, and she's a victim. But in a sense, she is.
Right.
I mean, she's not forcing him to go out and do what he does.
Right.
But she is more complicit when she covers up or she comes up the vast right-wing conspiracy.
In fact, she and Carville and Stephanopoulos were actually enabling the behavior by having the bimbo eruption control room and all of that stuff.
Here's a
So-
question for you. If it was today's cultural atmosphere and James Carville said if you dragged a was it $100 bill through
Right,
a
through a trailer park. This is what you get.
Do you think that they would pounce on him, or would they let it slide because he's a Democrat?
I think because he's a Democrat, they would be like, well, now come on, James.
Yeah,
James,
or one day stories.
Right. Come on, James. Okay. You need to settle down. Oops.
She didn't do anything. He did.
But Juanita Broderick claims that Hillary tried to intimidate her into silence. Kathleen Wiley claims the Clintons tried to intimidate her into not telling the truth. She called Monica Lewinsky a narcissistic Looney Tune. Jennifer Flowers, some failed cabaret singer.
That's what I mean.
There's a whole list of things that she was also involved in the cover-up of the bimbo eruptions.
That's Meghan McCain.
That's Meghan. Megan's back.
Because she's done. You can tell she's done her homework.
Right. She's done. She just boom, 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 rattles them all off.
Yeah.
They're back.
They're back.
They're back.
Full strength.
Full
And
awesome.
they got 2 quasi right-of-center voices on the show. Let's see how long that lasts. I wonder if they're going to maybe squeeze out Meghan McCain and have Abby as the voice. And just another side thought. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Because Megan's smarter than Abby, so we need to keep the...
Well, I've been thinking about that. We've been talking about that for months now, that she's too good at what she does.
Yeah.
She actually supports the conservative side. Before Meghan McCain, there was Jedediah Bila.
Right.
And we used to do this segment. And Jedediah was milquetoast at best. I follow her on Twitter now. She's rock solid, and she's very sharp and very incisive. And I didn't see that when she was on the show, so it's very interesting.
I don't know why you have to be so critical.
It's kind of my job title. Sorry.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This is for all you girls about 13. High school can be so rough, can be so mean.
Hey, welcome back to Hollywood and Toto on the Michael Brown Show. Christian Toto in the studio. Follow him on Twitter at Hollywood and Toto. Go to his website, hollywoodandtoto.com.
How can they find you on Twitter?
Huh?
Sorry. How can they follow you on Twitter?
At Michael Brown USA.
There you go.
There you go.
You're a patriot.
I am a patriot.
Or there's 6,000 Michael Browns out there, right?
There's 6,000. There's 6 million Michael Browns. Angie has a 2-minute and 7-second clip of The View. She says the middle part is the best part. So I'm torn between listening to all 2 minutes or just the middle part.
Let's go to the
Oh, you like
part
to
of
go
the
to,
matter.
you want to go to the red meat, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, set it up.
Joy Behar talking about Trump and his antics. Your Joy Behar infatuation may end in about 8 seconds.
All right, and that's all you need to know right there, isn't it?
I think that's it. I'll stop it if you need more context, but I think
I was thinking today the difference between Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. When Bill Clinton did his dirty work, kids believed that oral sex was not sex for a while. That is
I learned about oral sex because of that.
The horrible influence.
Ooh, I got to stop. Somebody said I learned what? Somebody said something about, she said kids didn't think oral sex was sex, and somebody in the background saying I learned
not sex for a while. That is
I learned about oral sex because of that.
The horrible influence
I learned about oral sex from that.
Yeah.
Wow.
that he had on American kids, which I did. Yeah. This guy is training American kids to disrespect women, say they call them names, to be racist in many ways, to be bullies, even though his wife says be best and don't bully.
We're a country filled of independent thinkers and strong
and I
people.
think that
The SEALs are back, too.
Yeah.
In full force.
I miss them.
I don't concede. I'm sorry.
Oh, Megan? Wait. I'm sorry, but...
lived through a civil war in this country. We have lived through hard times. Listen to me. This is not going to break us, okay? And I'm sick of this. I'm so sorry. I'm sick of this onus that America's going to be broken and we're ruined forever because of Trump. That's not who we are.
Well, we've survived.
Well.
And also, Joy ignores the fact that the left's mob, M-O-B, tactics are all over the news.
You can't say mob.
That's the M word. I'm sorry, the M word tactics are all over the news.
Right.
And that even our leaders like Hillary Rodham Clinton are saying, well, we'll be civil once we get back in power. But that has no effect on anybody. But it's Trump saying horseface that's going to just throw everyone into a tizzy. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but I can't resist. I got to find out what this lasts. It's like 30 seconds. I got to find out what's in it, just for the fun of it.
We're voting him out.
And another thing, I don't have to talk about sex, So move
That's
along.
right. So here's the bottom line.
Oh, Whoopi's got the bottom line for us.
You can love people who think differently.
Yeah.
You can love people who look differently. You can love people who are
Who are 15 years old, apparently.
nothing like you.
Yeah.
It is imperative. I can sleep with anybody.
And so,
I can.
Or
What does that mean?
I don't.
I can sleep with anybody.
I think she's bragging.
I think she is too. I think she's saying, I can sleep with anybody.
Sleep with anybody because you and I are not debating who should be in the presidential cabinet when we're sleeping together.
that's a good point.
I'm yelling out all kind of other stuff.
Give us an example.
I think the show's gone too far.
You can't take it. There's
Now I'm intrigued.
Hit me with your. We'll be back.
All right, Whoopi's been drinking.
Even they knew it was time to go to a
That's
break.
right.
We've
got 4 minutes.
Right.
Go,
No.
go.
Let's just do an early break. Do an early break. We'll come back. We'll make up for it later. Let's just get out of here. Get out of here.
They couldn't even be saved by crosstalk that time.
Oh.
Yikes.
Training kids to be sexist, racist bullies.
Yes. Classes in session. How about training kids to say everyone who disagrees with them is a racist, a sexist, and a bully?
Yeah.
There's that.
How about teaching kids that you can't have a differing opinion? How about teaching kids that if you express a differing, or somebody else is expressing a different opinion, all you have to do is light your tiki torch and get a baseball bat and go down to the college campus and drive them off the campus.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
We live in sad times, and the whole, for a while I was a pearl clutcher when it came to Trump, and I didn't like the things he said, and I still don't a lot of times, but the fact that we're ignoring all of this and then just focusing on the horseface comments, it's silly. It's really silly. And I think he's exposing all that.
And not trying to, because I'm with you. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's noise to me.
No.
But the only reason that we continue to hear so much about it is they cover it. They can choose. They have editorial meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's a print magazine, an online magazine, it's a TV show. They have editorial meetings where the stars, the anchors, the editors, the producers, the bookers all get in a giant conference room, and they've got whiteboards everywhere, and they talk about, what are we going to talk about today? And somewhere they've got, he called her horseface, or just the word horseface written up, and they can choose to do that, or they can choose to do what's happening with Google and the Chinese censor internet project.
And also when Stormy was describing President Trump's genitalia, they were all giggle like little schoolgirls, but now they're outraged by this. So
Nancy Pelosi.
Listen,
Nancy Pelosi giggled.
He's the president, and they're not the president. There's definitely a distinction there, but it's just ridiculous. It's just the fake outrage, and outrage. I think 99% of it is all just garbage now. It's all politicized.
It is all garbage, and I cannot help but you need to vamp here for just a minute because I've got to find. I think Angie probably knows exactly what I'm looking for.
Well, and to conservatives' credit, for the last 3 years, as soon as anytime Trump says something that's unpresidential or just crude, we've pounced on him. You talk about conservatives pounce. We make fun of that on Twitter when the journalists call that, but conservatives have been very strong with, hey, that's wrong. Calling John McCain, who is a war hero, what he's, I prefer war heroes that get captured. It was wrong. It was wrong for him to say it. And many conservatives instantly came out against it.
Last Sunday on 60 Minutes with Leslie Stahl.
All right, we'll have another fight with you. Leslie, it's okay. In the meantime, I'm president and you're not.
Twisting the knife.
I rarely laugh out. I rarely LOL. I truly LOL'd as we were watching 60 Minutes last Sunday, and he said that to Leslie Stahl because he had his, he does this kind of palms forward gesture.
Yeah.
So he was doing that and said, it's okay, Leslie, it's okay because guess what? I'm president and you're not. And I just burst out laughing.
By comparison, when Obama said, I've got a pen, what did he say? I've got a pen and
I got a pen and a pencil, I got a pen and a phone or something, and I can do whatever I want to do.
He wasn't joking.
Or when he said, you can't what was it? You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You got to do something else.
Oh,
and then talked about and then the whole thing about the people in Western Pennsylvania who cling to their guns and their religion. And I mean, good grief, come on.
Yeah.
But to say to a reporter on national television, that's okay, Leslie. You can do whatever you want to do because I'm president and you're not.
I think the sense of humor aspect of this president is what drives people just bonkers, really bonkers. The fact that he's goofy and silly and actually has a pretty good sense of humor. Obviously, ego's paper thin skinned. You know that. That's been the way he's been forever. But he's pretty funny. He's pretty New York.
The View is back.
It's back.
What else you got for us?
The Oath is back. Actually, The Oath is here. It's a new comedy opening up this weekend. And I love the premise of it. It's about a liberal couple, and they're inviting their conservative family members to Thanksgiving dinner. And all heck breaks loose.
Oh, Lord. Seriously? All right.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
Hang on.
Well, it's all right. Riding around in the breeze. Well, it's all right. If you live the life you please. Well, it's all right. Doing the best you can. Well, it's all right.
By the way, did you watch the premiere of The Conners?
No, I did not.
I understand the ratings were in the tank.
You know, not as bad as I thought, but certainly not good.
Okay, half. Well, I think technically it was half what it was when Roseanne.
Yeah, that
those.
first episode, and those Roseanne
Sure, those are
episodes,
skewed because it's the first episode.
Gotcha. I'll be very curious to see. I mean, week 2 may be the real. I think there's a curiosity factor. Well, how did she die? How are they going to depict it? Is it going to be funny or all sad? So.
And you didn't watch it?
I don't care. I really don't care, and
I
I'm
don't
so
either.
mad.
I mean, I don't either. That's why I have you in here, so I don't have to watch it.
I know. I've got a lot to do. Got a lot of movies to watch. Like The Oath.
The Oath. Okay.
Look at that segue.
All right.
Little backstory here. So the writer, director, and star, his name is Ike Barinholtz. You've seen him before. Kind of a good character comedy actor. And this is his debut as a director. It's his baby. And he wrote it in part because he was at his own Thanksgiving dinner one time after the election, and they were fighting. And they were basically all left of center. So they kind of were on the same side, and they were kind of squabbling about politics. And he decided to make a movie about it. I like the idea. I like the concept. But here's the wrinkle. It's not just about people fighting at Thanksgiving, different ideologies. The president has demanded a loyalty oath, where the title comes from. And it's a voluntary thing where, as a citizen, you can sign up for the voluntary oath, and you might get some tax breaks. But it's voluntary. You don't have to do it. Of course, that's not exactly how things go in the movie. And that's,
well, of course not. It's voluntary, but you get tax breaks if you do it, so there's an incentive to do it. And then it actually turns out that it's
more draconian.
El Presidente turns out to be an authoritarian tyrant, and he ends up forcing it. Let me guess the plot line of where this goes.
You're so close.
I don't know how I do it, but I just look in a crystal ball, and I can just imagine that. And this president ends up just being the most horrific. In fact, he's probably worse than Hitler himself.
I think you've went too far, but you're getting into the theme. of the movie.
So he's worse than Raul Castro or Fidel.
That's right.
Is that closer?
One of the Castros.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets pretty nasty. Now, there's a couple things here. One is the writer-director, I interviewed him for my site.
Yeah.
And actually, I wrote about for the Daily Wire as well. Very nice guy. And, in this current climate, there's a big disconnect between conservatives and liberals where, remember the actor Mark Duplass who said something nice about Ben Shapiro and how Twitter hounded him, all his liberal friends, that he had to basically backpedal and apologize for saying something nice about Ben Shapiro? So I thought, well, he's not going to talk to me because this is a liberal actor about a political movie. He was super cool. He answered all my questions. And he also, we had like a bad signal, like the cell phone went bad.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll call you back. He didn't that day. He texted me the next day and said, hey, let's continue the conversation. So I want to give a shout out to him.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, we disagree. I don't think the movie's very good, sadly. But I give him a lot of credit for kind of hanging in there with my questions and just being a good guy. So I appreciate that.
So can you give me an example of like one of the things that you were that you said that might, for weaker person might like just never call you back. Like, what was one of the tough?
Well, I said, I said Hollywood is extraordinarily angry at Trump, and I said, what are your thoughts on that, and will that hurt liberals? Like, are you hurting your own cause?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I prefer that we don't get to that level. I think we should do it a different way. But he says, I disagree. I don't think...
Wait. He doesn't think that the liberals should do it that way.
Right.
Oh,
he
right.
thinks
Okay.
the rhetoric is
Yeah,
overheated.
right. It is overheated.
He said, but he doesn't think that's going to hurt liberals at the ballot box. He thinks that you're not going to turn toward Trump because liberals are going so crazy.
Yeah.
That was just, he answered it directly.
It is. And actually, I understand the thinking behind that.
Yep.
What he doesn't take into consideration is does that ramp up the conservative base to respond to what the MOB does?
Or you could also say, what about the independents who are on the fence and seeing all this kind of manic behavior?
Yeah.
So,
which interestingly, not to get too poli-sci here, but what independents may do, which I read a story yesterday about it, is they may just not vote.
Yeah.
So Latinos are indicating that there's not going to be a very high turnout for Latinos. And then if you have independents or unaffiliateds that are not turning out, then that means that the two ramped up bases are going to be the ones that do it. And the Democrats mostly depend upon millennials and youngers who say they're going to do it. But just like everything else, like when they say I'm going to show up for work at 8 o'clock in the morning, they show up at 10 o'clock. And so they're going to show up on Wednesday and say, hey, I want to vote. Well, guess what, bucko? It was yesterday.
That's right.
Too late.
They'll be like me. They're not going to shave.
Yeah, well, nobody told me. Nobody told me it was on Tuesday.
Yeah, oops.
Oops.
Anyway, so the film is not good. It's awkward to watch. You're watching people fight on screen. You need really smart, incisive commentary. You need big laughs. Not there. It's very surface level. And also, the deck is so clearly stacked because he's a liberal guy who's so fearful of this sort of egomaniacal leader, and he's in the right direction. Like his fears are verified. But also, the conservative brother and the conservative brother's girlfriend are like at a central casting, and they're cruel and they're dumb and they're not really interesting. So,
does she wear a nice little white skirt?
No, but she's like a sort of a blonde Fox News-esque personality. And also, I asked him, I said, what did you do to kind of keep a balance here? Because I wanted to hear what he said. Well, my producers really wanted to have a balance, and that was important to me. So, I can't force him to say the truth, but in his mind, it is.
He thinks it's balance.
Yeah. So
that's the scary part.
The one thing he did do, which he talked about, was he made his character kind of a jerk. He's a blowhard. He's the one who keeps stoking the fires on Thanksgiving dinner
That's
time.
interesting.
So I give him credit for that, and we talked about that as well.
All right.
So
hang on. Let's see. Coming up next, I think Denver Central Market. We're going to talk about that. You been there?
No. I'd like to.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.